Welcome back to our yard. I told you I live in a shade forest. It really is. This is the backside of a Glendora white crepe myrtle. You have to trust me. All the flowers are over there when it blooms. But I wanted to show you a couple of interesting things. The beauty of the trunk. This is not a topped crepe myrtle, by the way. This is pruning to encourage more horizontal growth. But the beauty of a crepe myrtle trunk as it gains age, and then the peeling bark. This is absolutely normal. I get questions every year, Neil, my crepe myrtle, all the bark, look at this. All the bark is falling off. No problem. That's what exposes all this beautiful trunk afterwards, and that's a good thing. Speaking of good things, let's go over to Chandor Gardens, Weatherford, and our friend Stephen Chambly. He's going to show us some beautiful things.
Bamboo, the botanical enigma of the ages. It has mystified us. It has supplied us with an amazing number of building materials and food and sustenance, and as well as artistic craft. Most Texans fear it because they're only familiar with the green bamboo. But this is black bamboo. And black bamboo is not only well behaved, but it's also a bit mysterious itself. Both of these canes are black bamboo. The one my thumb is on came up last year. The one my finger is on came up this year. After a freeze, it will turn black. But it gets about 15 to 18 feet tall, forms a nice grove. For our means, we're going to use smaller materials. We're going to show a little art project you can float on the water, which is one of our specialties here at Chandor Gardens. All right, the first thing we want to do is dress out our piece of bamboo, which is actually a fancy term for just cutting off all the little branches and leaves off of it. Now it's pretty easy. I actually use my pruners turned backwards. There's a point where you get to where it's probably not usable anymore near the end, so then you just cut it off. All right, I'm here with Toby Mize, our gardener here at Chandor Gardens, and we're going to do a little bamboo project for you. And first we're going to cut this bamboo up a little bit. By the way, bamboo has several parts to it. There's a node and an internode. So the tube, this is a hollow tube, and this is like a plug part. So we want to line those up, and it's actually easier to cut right past a node. Toby has been working with some bamboo here, and he makes one of, I guess, Chandor Gardens' trademark little floating flower arrangements, and he makes the frames for them here. I'm going to let Toby tell about what his thoughts are on how to make this little bamboo frame.
So when you're getting it together, I've got it tied together with paddle wire, which actually holds better than jute or twine. So I've just got some more cut pieces here and just kind of artistically arrange whatever looks good for you. And you just start with your paddle wire and start tying together at your joints. After we get it all tied together, we stick it off in our water feature or pond or fountain.
Okay, so Toby, why don't you go ahead and take this on over to the pond and see that it floats and looks good, and then we'll put some blossoms in it, all right?
All right, so we have our floating frame here. I just walked around the garden and clipped off a couple of things that were blooming. I have some orange cosmos, some caladiums, Neil's favorite, some crepe myrtles, and just some greenery that's to accent some stuff. So I mean, you just kind of pick a spot and start dropping in your flowers. And that'll float around out here and just kind of let the current of the water take it around, and you have a nice little floating piece of living art.